Morning, all. We're going to start the day off by talking about who the Oilers may lose to the Seattle Kraken, and then I'll do a news video after that, which will be all alarming and all that, but it'll be fine. I always assume everything ends up just fine when you're talking about labor negotiations. Now, we're going to talk about the Oilers first and who they may lose. So let's take a look at who they're protecting. I think they protect McDavid. I'm going to go way out on a limb and say they protect McDavid. And if they'd done this in a white jersey, that would have been both retro and reverse. But hey. So McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, those are three automatics. Cassian, yeah, they protect Cassian. I think Turris gets protected. Puljujarvi and Yamamoto are also automatics. If Puljujarvi's in a situation where they might not protect him, they'll trade him. So those to me are the seven. And then on the blue line, Nurse, Klefbom, and Bear. I think those are the three that have to be. Klefbom, there's the possibility that if they deem that he's going to have injury problems going forward, that they don't protect him and they protect Barry or Larson instead. And if somebody says, well, Barry's a UFA next year, I don't care who's a UFA next year because a lot of guys are going to sign contract extensions between now and then. So those are the three defensemen I think they protect. It's possible Caleb Jones gets protected, Klefbom exposed again, only if they think he's going to have injury problems going forward. So if he's damaged goods. But if he's 100% healed at that point, then he's protected. And I have them protecting Koskinen, which would leave Smith available for Seattle. But Smith is at an age where I can't see Seattle picking him. Now, trying to figure out who Seattle would pick, there's the interesting one of James Neal. James Neal, of course, has the experience from Las Vegas. Could be good to pick him up, but he's getting further away from his prime. Jujhar Khaira, very fascinating pick right there. Honestly, I think I would go with Jujhar Khaira. I mean, he's from the lower mainland of BC, so Seattle's not too far from his hometown. And honestly, I think there's a little more offense in there than what we've seen so far at the NHL level. I don't know how much, but it'll be interesting to see what he could do on an expansion team. Tyler Ennis, Dominic Cahoon. Cahoon could end up being the guy again. Yes, these guys would need extensions for Seattle to sign them. Some of these guys are UFAs next year. Most of the league is. So there's that. And Tyler Benson is one of those interesting under-the-radar types as well. Benson was highly thought of before the draft when he was drafted, and I felt like he might be a steal for the Oilers late, and I'm still kind of hoping that he is. On the blue line, Adam Larson, who I know is automatically associated with Taylor Hall. I don't think that's 100% fair to him, but I understand why that's there, and I'm sure he does too. But Larson, I think, is a decent defensive defenseman. There's Tyson Berry. If Seattle could find a way to extend Berry and put him on their blue line, that might make their blue line competitive right out of the gate. And for Edmonton, I don't see a defenseman here you're willing to give up between Nurse, Klefbom, and Bear in order to keep Barry. Caleb Jones and Lagesson, who just signed his entry-level deal, could very well be on that list as well. And Mike Smith, as I stated, who I can't see Seattle taking. It's an interesting list. Remember, you can only lose one player. You can make a deal with Seattle. You can go to them and say, hey, if you pass on Cahoon, then we'll give you a fourth. If you pass on Ennis, we'll give you a third. This kind of thing. Just figure out who they're after and what it would take to get them off of that track and onto another one. The Oilers are going to be a fun team to watch this year anyways, but this debate definitely makes things interesting too. So yeah, question for all you fine people watching this: who will the Edmonton Oilers find themselves losing to the Seattle Kraken, and or do they end up not protecting one of the defensemen I have? And is Kyle Turris going to end up being exposed so they could protect Khaira? That kind of stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.